Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Vinyl Tap, our new-ish feature where we wax lyrical about our pieces of plastic we've purchased recently. Too many P's. Thank you for subscribing to the Patreon. We appreciate it. I really hope you've been enjoying all the bits and bobs and odds and sods and whatever else we've been putting up recently, in between all the meaty band specials. I think Perrin and Sam are just about to, or just have put up a TNM Does Horror episode on Halloween Kills, the new Halloween movie, obviously, which I will be looking forward to listening to, because as per, it's probably going to take me like 3 years to actually watch the fucking thing. So that's going up soon, or has just gone up. We're also doing a spooky Halloween album roulette as well, which features some ridiculous choices from everyone's behalf, I think. And then we'll also have a rather large band special coming kind of November time to tide you over in the cold winter months. But that's all other stuff. This is Vinyl Tap. I'm just going to run through 6 records from the collection. To be honest, most of these are old-ish. There's a couple of new buys in here, but really, I've not bought a lot recently, but there's still some cool stuff to show you nonetheless. So here we go. First up is Prequelle by Ghost, the Exalted Scandinavian edition. Their 4th record from 2018. You've all heard it, haven't you? You know what it sounds like. It might be my favourite Ghost album, you know. Look at that fucking crucifix, even with my horrible fingerprints all over this. That's disgusting. I need to wash my hands. But yeah, no, I think this is probably my favourite Ghost record for ages. It was Opus Eponymous, just because of that sound, the kind of like spooky 70s Sabbath Blue Oyster Cult vibe was amazing. But I love the kind of how Tobias lent into the whole 80s kind of more Ozzy Osbourne shreddy stuff, and just wrote bangers, really. I think having Tom Doherty producing, there was this kind of like winning formula, because he'd done Square Hammer, and then obviously that became what it became, and it was kind of like, oh well, we should just kind of take that approach for a whole album, right? And it's huge, it's so grand in scale, which I guess kind of plays into the kind of themes and all the stuff going on in the album, the kind of bubonic plague element, and just a world ending, which is pretty metal, isn't it? But yeah, this box is limited to 5,000. It's only available in Scandinavia for some reason. It's got a lot of shit in it. It features the album, obviously, on black vinyl. I'm not going to show you what black vinyl looks like. You know what black vinyl looks like, but just as a package, like just the record in itself, like the sleeve, like that artwork is one of my favourite pieces of artwork from recent years from a band, I think. And like the back, just that kind of like church tapestry kind of thing. It's so necro nasty. What's it inside? Yeah, it's got lyrics on the back, and Cardinal looking well-ard with his posse behind him. Also features the 12 inches of Satanic Panic single. I've got the 7-inch one somewhere as well, but this is what came with this box. Look, they've stolen Meshuggah's artwork. Not really. But yeah, this also, again, I'm not going to patronise you. You know what black vinyl looks like. It's got Kiss the Go-Go and Mary on a Cross on it, which again, Prequelle was my favourite album, and I think these two might be my favourite songs as well. Like they just keep getting better. It's fucking ridiculous how good they are. It also comes with the Dance Macabre 7-inch, which is not black vinyl. It is lovely green vinyl. I mean, again, it's got Dance Macabre in it, and the B-side is the nocturnal version of Dance Macabre, which is just a sexier version with less like rocking. But again, you know, it's good. It's good. I mean, it's not that B-side. Like, I'm never gonna fucking listen to that again. The lyric booklet is just gorgeous. Again, it's got that crucifix on it. It's got a piece of art for every song, corresponding to every song. They're just these amazing, like, proper works of art. Like these I would buy all of these as prints. But I won't, because if they do exist, I don't need them. I don't have any space on my walls. But they're stunning pieces of art in themselves. You get again, still not done. Look at all these goodies. Mostly pointless but fun. This like letter here, with the kind of embossed crucifix, comes with some postcards. Again, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing with these. Just fawning over them. There he's looking very, very spooky. Yeah, there you go. And finally, it comes with a poster, which is fucking massive. So there you go, that is Ghost, Prequelle, the Exalted Scandinavian Edition. Amazing album, amazing band. Cannot wait for whatever comes next, because again, that song on the Halloween soundtrack is well good. Next up, we've got Menschenmühle by Kanonenfieber. This is the debut album from a one-man black metal band. Of course it is. Kanonenfieber is cannon fever. Menschenmühle is like man grinder. Obviously, man grinder is in like, not literally grind, the act of grinding a man. That's probably the title of the new Rammstein album. But as in the mill, just being like crushed up, as you can see from this terrifying cover art, which is what drew me to this album. I was surfing the black metal promotion YouTube page like a little necro boy. And I just saw this, and you can't ignore that, really, can you? It's a piece of Hungarian propaganda from 1918, and yeah, I don't know if you can see here, but the resolution is really shit. Like it looks like copied and pasted from like a shit JPEG here. This was like the first press, just black pressing. You can actually get like a really lovely gatefold like splatter color of it now on his Bandcamp, which is much nicer than this. But yeah, and I think that version also has one song called Grabenkampf on it, which is an amazing song, and that's not on here for some reason. But yeah, it's a one-man black metal project about the horrors of World War One, and obviously German black metal, this kind of theme and the lettering and all that, alarm bells did go off, and it's got like wartime samples of German military officials speaking and everything, but lyrically it details the kind of horrors of war. The guy's mate is he's a historian, and he gave him a bunch of letters that are actually from World War One. And the lyrics are based on that. So it's not, like, I know people, like Sabaton, like, I love Sabaton, but I get why people, kind of look at Sabaton and they're going like, they are the Panzer Elite. And it's kind of like, oh, come on, lads, people died, didn't they? So it's fairly tasteful in that respect. It's like sorrowful, catchy black metal with hints of death metal in it too. If you like stuff like Marduk but want it to be a bit more morally sound, then this is for you. Or 1914 actually, because they were supposed to be all right, but I think did they do something dodgy? I don't know. I can't keep up, but not NSBM, which is great. It has a ridiculous gun and drum breakdown as well. Again, Limp Bizkit, trailblazers in that respect. Kanonenfieber riding on their coattails 10 years later. It's just fiery black metal. It's really catchy. And again, this version, just like all you get with it is the lyric sheet, and then the vinyl here, just in like a normal sleeve. It's just black vinyl. But yeah, it's so good. Like listen to the first song, and it's called Die Fire Taufe, and you'll know if it's for you or not with that one song, I reckon. But yeah, amazing band. I think they picked up quite a lot of steam across the year. With quite a few vinyl repressings, some merch and stuff. I got this lovely pin badge here of the of the artwork, which is really cool. I think they're touring next year, actually. And they they did release a photo of the band all dressed in World War One outfits with some German shepherds, which again, they are anti-NSBM, but that's a bad look, isn't it? But yeah, Kanonenfieber, Menschenmühle, it's great. Staying in exactly the same lane, we have the White album by Weezer. I've been listening to a lot of Weezer recently, for no reason whatsoever. And this album, this is one I listen to all the time, no matter what the weather's like. I love Weezer, but at this point I kind of given up on Weezer, just because they just had a really shitty run of records, and this came along and just completely took me off guard. As soon as I heard it, I had to get hold of it. I ordered the white vinyl version of it. This is actually this isn't mine, this is actually my partner's. I got it for her because she liked it as well, but this was supposed to be the white one. It took them fucking ages to send it, and I just kept asking where is it, what have you done with my record, and I don't know if he just lost it or what, but it just arrived 2 months later. Not the white version, the white, green and blue version, which is limited to 400 copies. Pretty cool, isn't it? This record is amazing, isn't it? It's that mix of the Beach Boys and alt rock that just made him so good to begin with. As soon as California Kid starts and that xylophone comes in, I'm so sold. And I saw them at Brixton Academy on this tour, and they played I think it was 6 or 8 songs from this, and just the genuine sadness in songs like Summer Lane and Drunk Dory, and the melancholy of the Does Anybody Love Anybody As Much As I Love You Baby in LA Girls. It's gorgeous. It's Weezer's songwriting at its very best. This is as good as classic Weezer. And this is the one that gave me hope for things like Van Weezer, just because they knocked this one out after so many years of relative shit. I always believed I believe. That's not very good. But yeah, I knew they had it in them, and it was because of this. So yeah, that's Weezer, the White Album. Amazing record that's reflecting terribly from outside and the screen and everything. I'll hold it like that. We'll probably be talking about that at some point in the near future. Next up, we have Communion by Septicflesh. This is incredible symphonic death metal, some of the very best. Again, adorned with my fucking horrible fingerprints. Jesus Christ. I shouldn't be allowed hands. I'd been wanting this for the longest time, ever since I'd heard it in 2008, 2009. But the absolute dick of a record label, who I usually like, Season of Mist, but they'd been holding a copy hostage on Discogs for about €300, and that was the only one you could get, really, which was annoying. So I didn't have this for ages. Then they re-released it in, I think it was 2015, in collaboration with The Crypt, who do, they help get, long out of print records back in print again. Is an amazing clear vinyl edition, limited to 100 copies, I think. It sounds like fucking shit. Not the actual album, as in the sound of it. I don't know if they just I don't know, pressed it directly from Bearshare or something, but it's fucking crap. It's a really cool gatefold though. Got all the spooky art with the lyrics and all that. But yeah, this is an incredible record. It's a 7th record. It's the first since coming back. They took a break. Basically, they're this Greek. I guess he started as a death doom band, kind of owing a lot to Paradise Lost and My Dying Bride and things like that, with a big focus on the leads, so stuff like Paradise Lost in particular. But then they ended up turning into this weird industrial kind of thing, and then they just broke up. I don't know if it just had enough or whatever. But they came back with this. It is a masterclass in symphonic death metal. It is ludicrous. It's so bombastic. It is huge. It's all themed around Egyptian and Sumerian legends. They are just big, massive slabs of kind of 3-4 minute anthems that you can shout along to at a festival, which kind of became their staple sound from here onwards. Produced by Fred Nordstrom, so obviously amazing. It's so melodic, like even with the screamed vocals, like the Lovecraft in the realm of the dead. Like it's just, again, huge shout along choruses. This band should be massive. And if that's not enough, like the shouted vocals are cool, but when the clean vocals come in for the first time, when the orchestration stops and he just goes, Anubis, like it's such a proper like holy shit moment. I remember the first time hearing this band, and I think it was Sangreal I first heard, and when he just comes in with the Sangreal, how real, like I think I just laughed. Like it is so over the top, like just completely unnecessarily large. I love it. It was actually in the running for my top 20 albums of all time in that special we did on the Patreon in the summer, but just got muscled out by Monster Magnet, a remix album by Monster Magnet. But I adore this record. It's fantastic. Hopefully the pressings that have come since are less shitty quality and a little bit better. Sticking with the orchestral theme, we've got the Alien soundtrack by Jerry Goldsmith. This is one I did actually pick up the other month on Tradera, the Swedish version of eBay, Swebay, I call it. I've been buying all the Alien movies on Blu-ray recently. I've got them like here and there on DVD and stuff. But I love the Alien films. Like Alien and Aliens are some of my favorite films ever. And Alien Resurrection, weirdly, I loved it as a kid, and so I have a weird attachment to it. But yeah, I've just been kind of buying all those and just like kind of waiting to rewatch them. But I saw this online, and I've been trying to get it a few times, and I've always been outbid. But I managed to snap it up at a not absurd price. It's just amazing, isn't it? Like it's one of the scariest movies ever, and I've been really getting into soundtracks recently. I went to see Titan at the cinema the other week, and the soundtrack for that by Jim Williams, I'm obsessed with that. Like I think part of it is because I can't divorce it from the movie, so when I hear it, I'm just seeing all this incredible imagery from Titan. But with this, it's kind of the opposite. Like, obviously, I know where all the kind of beats come in, like, you know, the buzzing panic of the facehugger scene, or like the suspense in the shaft scene. Like I can picture them in my head when they come on. But I was listening to it on Spotify when I was walking the dogs in the dark, and it just added a bit of danger to my usually mundane but very pleasant dog walk. Let me tell you, having the facehugger track come on just as my dogs spot another dog and like an unprecedented level of woofing ensues is quite stressful. But yeah, it sounds amazing on vinyl. Again, it's just a like ye olde, probably smoke-stained sleeve there. Again, just normal black vinyl. It just looks cool, and it's old records just look cool, don't they? Again, like bit of a knackered, bent-up sleeve, but it's like 40 years old, isn't it? Give it a pass, right? Jerry Goldsmith is great. He did Mulan, he did Rambo, The Omen soundtracks and stuff. Like he's done loads of iconic scores. But I think it's the kind of warmth and cinematic scale of this mixed with the claustrophobia that like you feel when you're watching it, and you feel like you're on the Nostromo. It's such a rare thing to kind of capture that emotion and make me feel that when I'm not watching the movie. But yeah, it's just completely like, it is terrifying. It's genuinely terrifying. And I can't wait to watch Alien again. Finally, we have Sam's album of the year. It is The Hollow Man by Void. I'm not the only person who likes this. There are 100 copies of this red vinyl on his Bandcamp, and there's only 16 left. So at least 83 other people like this record enough. And you should too, because it's great. I love this kind of stuff. It's kind of like Voices and Durdheim's Guard, weird avant-garde black metal. I love the storytelling element of it. It's again kind of like the Alien soundtrack. It's cinematic. The strings sound huge. The narration is so stark and weird. and it's such a contrast to the kind of when they go into the full filthy black metal blasts. Like Matt Jarman, the guy behind this, he has such a knack for that push and pull. Yeah, you get this kind of like lovely lyric sheet here. The record itself is this lovely red colour. Got some chickens on it as well, sure. But yeah, it's based on the T.S. Eliot poem, The Hollow Men, which I think I may have read at uni or school or something. I can't remember it. I'm not going to pretend I know it and have memorised it, because I don't. But it's a really nice peg to hang it on. Again, that kind of like the Cradle of Filth fan in me really appreciates that narrative tint. I love the different movements in this, how it starts all grand. You have the weird kind of gabbery breakbeat song on the suitably titled A Mental Break. Then there's a full-on like kooky black metal in Resurrection, and then the like Wicker Man ye olde folky song on Revenge. And again, it's just such a compact little story, but it's so vast. I love how the strings from the first song come in at the end. I do remember the title of the song. It is called The End. It's just a kind of reprise to tie it all together. This album's just fucking stunning. It gets me every time. Listening to it on vinyl is an absolute treat. I've had this on loads, like all year basically. What more do you want? Like fucking A Man Made of Chickens. Like, come on. It's got this lovely like matte finish as well. It's fucking sumptuous to look at and to listen to as well. I'd also recommend their 2003 album Posthuman as well. I don't think that's available on record or anything, but if you like stuff like Mysticum and again like the kind of more industrial side of Dirtheim's Guard, it's kind of that. It's just super intense industrial black metal. And that's your lot from me for this issue of Vinyl Tap. Cheers for watching. Cheers for subscribing. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, let us know what you think in the comments and all that. It's really fun, kind of like hearing your feedback and like your records and like if you guys have these, and you know who's got the Lamp of Murmur record. Not me, dick. But yeah, look out for Sam and Perrin's Halloween Kills chat if you're on the £7 tier. We'll be back with the Spooky Roulette very soon, and then with the Big Band special. Not a special on Big Band, the genre, as in it is a large band special. And we'll be on our usual bullshit on the Friday show every week, as usual. So thanks again. Listen to Void.